All right, today's tutorial, or today's episode, I guess you could call it, is a real-time adjustment of a drill. I just finished this drill yesterday, sent it off. My client came back and said, we have one less mellophone, so I need to adjust for one less mellophone. So I'll kind of show you. I'll try to make the video be uncut so you can see kind of how long this takes. At times I may fast forward or do that sort of thing just so that it doesn't end up being too long, but we'll see how long it takes. All right, so obviously I got the file open here, and as you can see, my timeline's real long here at the bottom. 17 pages of drill, so we have to do 17 pages of eliminating one performer and then kind of going through and making sure that all of the forms look good. Let's see how long this takes. So the very first thing that you have to do when somebody says we need it adjusted is you need to look through the drill and think to yourself, what's going to be the easiest way to adjust this drill? They have not learned it yet. So I have a couple options. So if they haven't learned it, I could eliminate any other performer on the field that it would make it look better and then relabel if I wanted to. In this case, as I scrub through the drill, I'm probably just going to eliminate the one mellophone. I'm probably going to eliminate this one here because that will look good for page 1 and 2. And then as I go, it'll be quite simple to equalize that space, equalize that space, equalize that space, equalize that space. This is where we're going to get into some issues with page 7. We're actually spelling some words here, so we'll have to maybe mess around with some of this. That'll be fine. I can equalize that space. Maybe page 9. We have a block form here. I can scoot people over and leave a corner or adjust this over so that the block stays the same. They march through. This will be fine. I can equalize space here. So as I'm looking through, the options are quite simple. Definitely looks like it's going to be the easiest to equalize the space and eliminate the one mellophone player, as opposed to get rid of somebody over here on the end of the form and then just relabel everybody. So you'll be good. Coming through, that'll be fine. Equalize all that. Equalize all that. And that'll be fine on the letter set at the end. All right, let's do it. Here we go, page 1. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go edit, delete, and I'm going to delete performer. And then what I'll do is I will make this line just a little bit longer. It actually gives this line quite a bit more space. I'm just going to use the resize editing tool. It's just quite simple. I can stretch it out. You could also use the MORPH tool. All right, good. Go to page 2. You can see that on the 3D here, it really doesn't bug me too much that that player is gone. Everything still seems symmetrical and looks good. The transition to that set is fine. So it looks quite good anyway without that player being in there. So I'm happy with that. So let's just keep moving. Page 2A, obviously you don't have to choose that. Page 3, here's what we got to start to equalize some space. So that gives me, I used to have 12 and now I have 11. So a lot of things are going to start to become, I can actually put them on the, I don't have to split the 50 so much with 6 and 6 on either side, that type of thing. So let's just do this. It's a 3-step interval across. And I'll make this the same exact line. And then I can actually just put these guys on the 50 here. And then I will just adjust these guys over using the MORPH tool to match that 3-step interval. And that looks fine. Okay, so let's just make sure this looks good. Page 2A to 3. Yeah, looks nice. Okay, has a similar feel to how it did before. Okay, and then in typical Pyware fashion, we're going to get to the hold, and it's going to zap everybody back. So I will take those people I adjusted, edit, delete, delete transition. That way, through the hold, everything stays good. And then what's good to do is to go on to the next page and highlight those people I moved and just allow them to move back to where they're supposed to be using the push tool. All right, now it looks like we have to do a similar kind of change here. Again, these people along the front are at a 3-step interval. So what I will do is I'm just going to do this. I'm going to take my mellophone line, delete them, bring them back. And then I'm going to bring them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. If that's a 3-step interval, that's a 3-step interval. Maybe what I'll do is, because we had to change it, I'll just go ahead and link these guys together. And instead of making it on the grid, I'll make it. It'll just be imperfect. They'll just have to deal with it, sadly. Well, let's see what it looks like. What can I get away with? Where's a 3? 3 is like this. That doesn't bug me too much. I'll just do that. So there's a 3-step interval. And then I'll just extend this over just a little bit. And that way we keep people on the grid. Grid marching is better. All right, let's do that. Copy that side, paste it to that side, mirroring options, paste, boom. Yep, that looks nice. That looks great. And then of course I'll have to do that again and bring them all back to their spot before. Edit, delete, delete transition, boom. All right, so we are 4 pages in. We've gotten this much, we've got it all adjusted. Things look really good. I'm gonna go ahead and select everybody and get my labels back in place. So where are we at? 6 minutes, and we've already gotten a big majority of the tune done. This is great. All right, gonna do that. Let's move on to the next set. So I'm gonna bring these guys up because those are the ones that I moved before. I'm gonna do this, enter. I am gonna need to make this set not have a point to it. Let's just do that. And then that'll be symmetrical both sides. Actually, let's see. I like the point. Who's got more? 15, 13, 14, 15. Let's grab these guys on this side now. Yeah, 16. All right, so I'll bring this side. I'll bring this guy down to be the point. Why not? Okay, good. And just one more time, check my step size. Good, things look good there. Let's have a look. Looks great. Moving to the anchor for the navy hem. Great, nothing changes on the hold set, so we're good. All right, page 6. Just allow everybody to move again. Here we go. Let's move these guys over, 2, 3, and take these and move everything over 1 step, 1. So now it goes straight back. Wait, that looks great. All right, set 7. Here's where we knew we were going to run into a little bit of an issue. So now we don't have an end to this P in semper fi. I think what I'll do here is I will take one of these mellophones. So mellophone 7 will now go over here to be the point. And then I'm going to rotate around my trumpets here. Trumpets come in like that. So what we'll do is I will rotate you around, and then the middle bit of the trumpet form will rotate so that it has one less person. And then that makes the E still look fine because the middle line is a little bit shorter than the other top and bottom lines. So how does that look? Good. Actually, I'm going to change the way those trumpets mesh into that. These guys kind of run into each other. Let's see. Let's do you here, you there. Oh no, we'll just do this. You go down here. And you two do this type of deal. I think that's going to be good for pathing. Yeah, the paths seem to work out. Actually, I like you two doing this the other way around. Copy, paste, flip, paste. Yeah, that looks better. Let's take a look. Boom. Yeah, that looks great. It looks really good. All right, excellent. Of course, 7a, I don't have to change anything. Let's see if we need to change anything too much on the next page for pathing out of this. Page 8. This is where we may need to do swap two positions. Let's see. Yeah, so now we've got kind of a little mess up here, which is fine. We can use our swap two positions tool. So essentially, this bit of trumpets needs to be dealt with so that it works. We need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. So you need to go here. This guy's fine. This person's fine. You need to swap with this guy. So let's do that. So what I'm doing now is I'm finding the positions that I need to do, and I'm doing, are those the ones? Yeah. And I'm doing this tool here. And this helps when you've made a big adjustment and you just want it to last for the rest of the tune. So I've swapped them, and then I'm going to hit the push tool again, and we should be good. So we've got, now we just got to get 22 to swap with 17. You probably can't see the numbers, but that's who it is. Okay, so we're going to swap those guys. Swap two positions. And it's funny how sometimes this happens. You eliminate one mellophone, but all you're doing is messing everybody else up. But so it goes. So we want to do 17 and 16 still need to be swapped. But once we do this, the good news is we don't have to do it for the rest of the tune. So we shouldn't have to mess with the trumpets for the rest of the tune. That looks good to me. That's going to work just fine. Okay, so the trumpets are fixed. Now the mellophones, this form is easy fix. Just morph it. That mellow comes over just fine, nice and easy. Comes in, and then 8A. That same group needs to be deleted and that sort of thing. Good. And I'm going to do group like secondary count because we got all messed up. All right, guys, here we go. We are, I don't know how far in now, but we are more than halfway through, I think, or we're about halfway through. Here's where we're going to have to do another little quick fix. We have the mellophone gone now from this run to the next set. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust everything from here over. Here, and then bring one of you in as well. Right. Or no, not you. You, C15. Ooh, that's really going to mess a lot of things up, I think. I'll leave it out. Let me just move you over 4 steps. Should I do it? I mean, technically, if I did that, I could just bring C15 in, but then I'm going to have to mess with all of these as well. Let's do it. Why not? Here we go. Move you guys over. Try to leave the altos untouched there. Move you guys over. Let's actually do this. Let's add these guys here. What order are we in? We're there. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Good. And then from here, And the alto just goes around that person. And C15, you're going to come down here. And then you guys will move over this way, and we'll add 1 into the drill. You get to be a part of the block, C1. Aren't you lucky? And then I'll show you what I'll do here is I'll paste you guys together, a little thing, morph, bring you in. Good. Now, this is dramatically different than the previous set. We moved a lot of people around, so we're going to have to do some swapping. So here we go. Next set was a pretty easy set where they all march 16 steps forwards. Best way to do this, since the form doesn't get messed up, is delete the transition and then just animate it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Good, matches up on the other side. Here's where we're going to run into some issues because a lot of people are in a different spot now. 11, first thing to do is just let them march there, make it look, it's not going to look very good. So you notice over here the mellophones already look pretty good, and C11, but this is where we get our, our little mess up here. So let's see if we can find who needs to swap with who. Okay, so first of all, we need C3 to be with where C22 is, where we end. So let's just do that. C3 and C22, swap 2 positions, and then push tool it, make it good, good, and then C22 needs to be where C1 is. So I'm just going kind of one at a time, doing swap 2 positions tool, and that really helps get everybody in the right place. All right, starting to look better now. C15, who's crossing through, going back to where that person usually was, needs to swap with C1, C15, swap 2 positions, swap, arrow, push tool, enter, and finally C4 and C1. So again, because I'm doing it with the swap positions tool, it's making it so I only have to do this one time. I don't have to go every page and do this, which is good. And then all I have to do from here is swap C4 and C14, and then I'll have to do that one more time, and I think the thing looks good. And then I'm back to doing my mellophones. And then I think from there, though, it's a fairly easy swap to the end. Good, and swap 2 positions, swap, arrow, push tool, boom. So does all this look good now? It definitely looks exactly like it should on the other side. Now, the only thing we have to do now is get these guys selected again. All my mellophones and piccolos. Get them glued together properly. And then equalize the space. Morph tool. Just kind of move one of the handles and boom, everything is equalized and looks great. This band has a drill where they like to perform one tune to the other sideline. So I have to write drill to the front sideline and then a transition, which is what this is, where they run and there's an intro and then they go ahead and they play facing the back sideline. So you have to write drill facing that way. All right, so does that all look good now? Let's see, 8A, you're facing this way, scrub through. That looks fine. The altos will get around those clarinets. They turn around, go to my other camera, which is the back camera, and then they come in here and they do that. And everything looks hunky-dory. All right, couple more sets. Control S, save the file. Almost home for today's assignment. All right, page 11. Anything changed? Did it look like we went back to our, yep, certainly did. Everything swapped back, so we got to make sure as we're going, we're keeping track of all these edits that we did. Okay, good. So page 11, 11A. All right, page 12. We move to this set. everybody should be good because we did the swap tool, so everyone's correct. The only thing we need to do now, again, is just fix this, fudge this mellophone interval, and we're good. That's great. That's the power of the swap tool. It's so important. Such a good tool to use when used properly, of course. You don't want to mess yourself up. All right, so this edit might be simpler because everyone's in a window by just taking the rest of these guys. I've got these arcs, and they are windowed so that people are in the windows. It might just be easier, instead of redoing all of the arcs, it may just be simpler for us just to take, it doesn't really matter the side. I'll take this side since this one already is in one because this got moved over, I believe. I'm just going to move this one this way. Actually, let's see who's on the 50. It should be okay. I think I'll do that. So I'll move this one over. Oh, sorry, I don't even need to do that much. Just this chunk right here. And I'll show you what tool I'm going to use. I'm going to regroup them all first. Just hold down my mouse and paste them all together. Except morph tool, lock intervals. Now lock intervals will mean if I move this dot this way, it moves everybody. Watch. And then I'll put that person. I know I've gone far enough when the next person is on the 50. So it's just a good way of doing it. Okay, so there we have it. They come in. Everything is still windowed and looks great. We just need to go, I need to go through and, ooh, what happened there? Oh, that's the staggered step off. I need to go through and fix the step off so that all these people march at the correct time. So what I'll do right here is I'll just highlight all of these guys. I'll allow them right now to move the entire move. Just want to make sure they're in the right order. Yeah. So I'll have to go back at the end and make sure it's a staggered step off. This group moves, that group moves, that group moves. I have to go back and fix that. I'll do that when I'm done. Okay, get everybody back to where they should be. Group like secondary count. All right, and accept. All right, page 14, here we go. First of all, anybody you changed, let them push tool them to the next move again just so you can watch it. Make sure everyone leaves from the proper place. This is the little transition to the other sideline because they want to come back to the front sideline again for the last tune. Our space is there for the mellows. Let's do this first. Let's adjust all of these altos mellows. Oop. Unlock the interval. Thank you. Accept. So that was an easy fix. And I think the next one should be an easy one. It's an arc that these guys are connected like this. Another easy set to adjust. Morph tool. I'm almost home free here. Almost there. Page 15A. Edit, delete, transition. Everything looks good. Head off to page 16. Push tool everybody just in case there was a little snag there. Now here's where if I want to make this front element look like this back element here, I need to add people in. So here's what we'll do. We'll take you, and you two will become part of this form. There and there. Boom. Grab. Ooh, wow, things are all messed up now. Sometimes you get that where you design a set and then you mess around with it so much that everyone becomes unpasted or glued. So I used the morph tool just to adjust all this. Let's just select the S overall because that's the only thing that got messed up because it's going to mess up again. Edit, delete. Good. Group like secondary count. So that looks good. Everyone is meshing properly. And then off to page 17, the very last set. Okay, we'll let the form, again, push tool it just to make sure that any adjustments you made on the previous set still look that way. We, of course, need to take these two mellows and put them as part of this thing again. And then adjust RS so that it matches. Everybody is good. And then I'm going to select my S again just to make sure. 17A, edit, delete. And I put these trumpets back where they should be. Good. And then that's it. I did it. I'm going to get Control Save. I'm going to go Edit, Select All. I'm going to leave my red anchor on the very last page. I'm going to drag my left anchor all the way to the other side of the drill because I have my font in a way where as long as my labels are down and one click away from the thing, they should always be seen. I'm going to hit these changes apply to 1 through 908 counts and hit accept. And then I have an adjusted drill. 17 sets. 12 mellophones become 11. Things look nice and symmetrical at times where they need to be. The letters look good. Forms look good. Nobody's skipping through those. I scrub through the whole thing because I make sure that all of the hold sets, nobody's moving. This is the thing. I got to fix this. I'll do this right when I'm done capturing this video. I'll just redo this staggered step off here. And then I'll upload to UDB, ready for the client. So thanks again for watching. It was definitely a quick edit. And I hope that you found some shortcuts that you can use in your own practice. Take care.